All right, we're ready to continue on with South Carolina. We'll ask Coach Martin for some general thoughts on the game. Then we'll take your questions for the two players and excuse them back to the locker room and then finish up with Coach Martin. Coach, would you begin?
Really disappointed for our guys. I couldn't ask them to play any harder than they played today. We gave up some offensive rebounds coming down the stretch, and that cost us the game. Struggled to score, struggled to get to the free throw line. But I can't fault our guys for their effort. Great for our league, Georgia winning. They're. I've thought all year that they're an NCAA team. They've played, I don't know, third, fourth hardest schedule in the country. With some young kids on the front line that didn't know what they were doing early in the year, and they've obviously gotten better and better and better. And but real proud of my guys. They came out here and fought, and unfortunately didn't go our way to close the game out.
Let's take questions for either of the players. Raise your hand. Let's start right in the front.
Sin, what was the plan on that last play and what happened?
We got to stop. Coach called a play, and the plan was to get a shot. And Coach believed in me. I didn't know the situation, which is a mental mistake by me, because I usually know the time and situation. But I thought we was down when I turned the ball over, so it was like a reaction to go for the ball. But there's no excuse, and I let my team down, and that's it.
Other questions for either player? Raise your hand. Down front.
For both of you guys, Sin and Lamo, just with this loss, do you guys think you're still safely in the NCAA tournament?
Lamonis, take that first.
I really don't know. I hope so, and then we'll see on Sunday.
Those both players? Both players? Okay.
I hope so. I feel like we've done enough throughout the year with us winning the tournament in the Virgin Islands, going undefeated non-conference, and winning a couple big games in conference play. I feel like our body of work put us in a pretty good situation for Sunday when selection day come, but that's it.
Question in the back on the right.
Lamo, you had some big buckets, particularly in the second half. Was the plan in the second half to kind of go to you and get it going down into the post?
Not really. It was just, as always, Coach ran a couple plays, but really the team sharing the ball, looking for open guy and stuff. A couple times I couldn't do anything. I had to kick it out, and then Dwayne made a play. Sim made a play.
Any other questions for either player? Raise your hand. All right, fellas, we'll excuse you. You can return to the locker room. And we'll continue on with questions for Coach Martin. Raise your hand. Let's get a mic to you. Start right down in the front.
Franco, with Frazier, not the free throw, but the play where he just drove through, was that just how good of a player he could be to twist through? I think he got through all five on that possession.
It's what it is. We're going to come ball screen 150 times for him, and your ball screen defense has to be good. And coming down the stretch, we made 3 mistakes on ball screen defense, and he made us pay all 3 times. And it's what hurt us was defensive rebounding. We just didn't rebound coming down the stretch. Last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, we couldn't get a clean rebound, and that hurt us.
That's a good question on the left aisle.
Coach, how do you pick someone up like Sin? Obviously means so much to your team, made a critical mistake down the stretch. Obviously he feels real bad right now. How do you pick his spirits up to help this team move forward for a pending tournament run?
If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be an NCAA team, and we wouldn't have been in the situation that we're in tonight's game. It hurts him that what happened because he cares so much. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Question in the back on the right.
That was kind of along the same lines as my question. But how much does it say about Sin that he so quickly took ownership of that mistake?
That's why he cares. When you invest, you care. When you care, you're willing to take a chance to do good things, and that's what he does. And obviously, you know, that last possession is not something that he's real proud of, or me, or anybody. But if it's not for him, we don't win 24 games. Not for him, we don't finish third in league play. If it's not for him, we're not in the situation that we were in at the end of tonight's game. Sin's a high character kid that's got a huge heart. He'll be perfectly fine.
Question on the far right.
Coach, a rebound away from a double-double from Limonis. What did that do for your team going down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, anytime he gives us a presence on the interior, we got a chance to win. And, you know, he was fairly active. He posted strong. You know, he rebounded better than he had been for a while. He gave us a chance to win. That's all you can ask from your kids.
Question down the left. Go ahead.
Frank, do you think that you guys have done enough to safely be in where you won't have to sweat out Sunday?
And I'm glad you asked me, because these two guys have no idea. They've never been in it, so they got no idea what it takes to be in it. Absolutely. If the third-place team that set a school record for regular season wins, that won 11 league games, that didn't lose a single game in non-conference play, whose opponents had the 7th toughest schedule in the country, is not worthy of the NCAA, and we got a problem in our business, you know. And I don't care what anyone else has to say. I don't care what their opinions are. That's a fact. I'd like to see a lot of these so-called teams that got better-looking numbers than us play in our league 18 games and see what their record would be at the end of the year.
Question right.
Coach, just 7 minutes from PJ tonight. What do you lose with him off the floor?
Yeah, he can't foul. I mean, it starts a game, 2 fouls, put him in, fouls, put him in, fouls again. Can't foul. You know, he's a guy that gives us an ability to pass, and, you know, he can see certain passes that other guys on our team can't because of his size. But he can, you know, fouling's been his problem all year. And it's frustrating because by the end of the year, you'd like for him to be in a better place from that standpoint. But, you know, it's that's his challenge as he continues to improve as a player, is to not foul so he can stay on the floor.
Question far right.
How important was missing Carrera tonight, and what is the situation with him moving forward in the possible NCAA run?
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to play today, and he ran at practice today, and I'm the one that made the decision that he was not going to play. I'm not going to sacrifice a young man to further injure himself to win a basketball game. I'm just not going to do that, you know, and we're a team. You know, we've had a mantra from day one. We call it all hands on deck, and you know, we've had guys out with the flu. We figured out a way to win. We've had guys out with something else. We figured out a way to win. And, you know, unfortunately for Mike, he got himself hurt here towards the end of the year, and he gutted it out today. He wanted to show me that he could play, but I'm not going to do that to him.
Question on the left.
Coach, it might be too early to ask, but are you giving the guys the rest of the weekend off, or do you guys want these guys back in the gym watching film? Just what's sort of the plan for the team until the selection show?
Yeah, we'll travel home tomorrow. Won't do anything tomorrow. I got to decide what we're going to do Sunday during the day, and then we'll watch that show on Sunday. And I find it hard to believe that if your numbers and everything you do say that you're solidly in an NCAA tournament, that because you lose a game against another NCAA team on a neutral site, that knocks you out of the NCAA tournament. I struggle with that one. I'm not real intelligent, but I struggle with that one. We played a real good basketball team that's playing their best basketball of the year at the end of the season, and you know they got us. I mean, are we going to start judging people based on a game in a conference tournament, or are we going to judge people on what they do over a 6-month period? I think what we did over a 6-month period is pretty good.
Got time for just a couple more questions. Let's take one right there in the middle, and then we'll finish up here on the left.
Marcus had to play some valuable minutes, obviously, tonight, and has played well over the last 3 or 4 games. Are you feeling more confident every time he gets out on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, we recruited Marcus because we thought he can do some of the things that he's doing right now. And We always loved his aggressiveness, his toughness, and you know, and he's doing those things. And you know, it's you know, Marcus. Every time he starts having success, he gets sick. Something happens that kind of kicks him to the curb a little bit. But that's the guy that played out there today. Is the guy that we recruited, the guy that played real well at Arkansas, the guy that we felt would be a real good player in our program.
Any last question down on the left? I think we have a question down here. All right, last call. Thank you.